Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at a rather newish LEGO Jurassic Park set that's actually from the very first Jurassic Park movie, which is one of my favorites honestly. Here we have set number 76956. This is the T-Rex Breakout with 1,212 pieces. This 18 plus set has 4 minifigures, 1 brick built T-Rex, and retails for $99.99 USD or $100. In the US, this set is a Target exclusive along with LEGO Shop at Home and LEGO stores, although overseas I believe you can find this in most other stores, although don't quote me on that. This set takes inspiration from, I believe, the new Star Wars sets that have the quote tiles in front, because we do have the same kind of style quote set along with the logo and the really nice black border, which is really cool. I hope they branch out and do this design for some other themes, specifically Marvel in the future. But without further ado, let's take a look at all 4 of those minifigures real quick, along with, of course, the T-Rex build and then just the rest of the set as a whole. The very first minifigure included in the set is going to be a brand new exclusive version of Dr. Alan Grant. The character has 2 accessories, the first of which is a lit road flare. It's a really ingenious build using a recolored Minions hairpiece in translucent red on top of a very nice candle piece from the Harry Potter theme. Pulling out the hairpiece, you can just have an unlit flare. It's a very simple connection there. Taking that away, you can see the minifigure is a little on the plain side, which is a bit unfortunate. There's no leg printing or arm printing, which is okay, although I would have maybe liked some pocket printing. He's got a really nice torso design with the bandana print, along with some nice coloring to see kind of how his torso is all muddy and dirty. He only has one facial expression because his other accessory, which is this very nice hat, would not work if he had an alternate one. Pulling off his hairpiece gives you a better look at his angry, upset expression with some really nice kind of water and mud stains on his face there. And then here's what he looks like with the hat. And then, of course, on the other side, you can see if he had another face, it would be partially visible due to the hat not covering everything. But unfortunate, I wish they could have figured out a way around that, but it's okay. On the back, he's got some really nice torso lines and some more mud designs. A very simple minifigure, but also really cool that they gave us an exclusive variant as opposed to just rehashing an old one. The second character included is Ian Malcolm, and he also has the exact same road flare accessory, which is nice. You get 2 of them in the set. You don't get an extra candle, but you do get an extra one of the Minions hair pieces, so if you wanted to make a different colored road flare, I guess maybe. But aside from that, the character is much more detailed than Dr. Grant was. While he still doesn't have any arm or leg printing, he has a very nice torso, partially open to reveal some chest printing there, along with a necklace, and it almost is the same color as his face, so kudos to LEGO for figuring out how to print on black there. There's some nice rips and kind of water tear on his torso, and he does actually have 2 facial expressions, pulling off his hairpiece. He's got a very scared face on this side. On the other side, he's got more angry, kind of upset, concerned face, along with some really nice back printing for a belt, some wrinkle lines, and some more of that water design. And there's some water splashes on his cheek, very nice glasses, a really great looking minifigure, very accurate. Appearing, I believe, for only the 2nd time ever, here's a minifigure for Tim. He looks really great, and I love they completely covered him in mud. Now, I don't remember if this is his actual hair color or if it's just, coated in mud. I'm pretty sure this is not his right hair, and it's just, covered in mud. Funnily enough, they did actually include an extra version of this hairpiece in the set. Not sure why. I love how they just gave him like a fully muddy arm and hand there. Really kind of sells. So he flipped over in the car and was just baked in mud. His torso print also reflects that, being you can barely even see his jacket design, which is really cool. This character does actually have an alternate facial expression. He's got some really nice mud designs on the top of his head there, along with a really scared face. And this side is a lot more happy. He's probably like, hey, I escaped the T-Rex. Awesome. And he's got some really great mud designs on the back of his torso as well. Now, he also has an alternate headgear piece included, the night vision goggles that he was playing with before the T-Rex attacked. It's just a green helmet with this yellow visor piece you can lift on and off. Really, really cool. Great they included that. I mean, they didn't have to, but it's just one of those parts they added to be more accurate, and I really appreciate that design. The final minifigure in the set is going to be Tim's sister Lex. She looks great here and represents a similar kind of muddy design. Her arm is the opposite one, muddy this time, and she's also got a muddy hairpiece. Again, not sure if that's supposed to be her real hair color. It's been forever since I've seen these movies. Her torso print would be beautiful. I love the gold designs on the purple there, except for the fact that it's covered in mud, which is, again, to be expected. Their arm, which is really cool, and then pulling off her hairpiece, she's got the same kind of muddy designs in her forehead that her brother does, and if you wanted to, you could probably put the night vision goggles on her. I believe they fight over them in the film. Scared face on this side, and a much more happy, yay, I escaped the T-Rex face on this side, which is nice. This is kind of what I would have liked to see with Dr. Grant and Ian Malcolm, just like a scared face to match the scene, and then a normal one if, you want to take the T-Rex out of the scene. But it's okay that we don't have it. Really great mud on the back as well. I really love that they kind of went all out with these figures. They all look phenomenal, and Lex here is also great.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Sorry, I just had to do it. The dinosaur's in the perfect pose. Anyway, this T-Rex here is wonderful. I'm really glad it's brick built as opposed to, just a molded dinosaur. So you get a ton more posability here. And they did a really decent job, I think, of covering up the mixel joints and everything. Well, I don't love the arm design here. Everything else works really well. I really wish LEGO would just bite the bullet and recolor these pieces. It's been how many years of them just kind of not working with every build they do because they refuse to recolor them. I don't know why they don't. Aside from that, though, the T-Rex is great. My only other problem with it is the eyes were stickered, not printed, which is a tiny bit difficult to put on, but really not that big of a thing. Starting in the back, the tail is fully posable side to side. There's double mixel joints, so you have like a really secure connection. Only means you can't really move it up and down except for the tail segment all the way at the end. And I just broke that. Oops. But aside from that, really love the tail. It's also really great for posing. The legs have pretty much full articulation. You can spin the feet 360 degrees. You can adjust the angle of the claws as well if you want. And the legs do spin completely, so you can get some really good articulation there. So you can kind of pose the dinosaur however you want. Only problem is the legs do tend to break a little bit, not the legs, the feet. It's not the most sturdy of connections, but you just have to be a little gentle when you're positioning him. There are no other prints or stickers on the dinosaur aside from those eyes, which honestly works a lot better than I thought it would. And I really love this like caramel coloring as well as like merging the brown into the caramel into the tan. That works really well. The arms look a bit goofy, but they're T-Rex arms, they're going to. And you have a remarkable amount of posability here, much more than I originally thought you would. Aside from that, though, the only other posability is the head. It's not that posable at all, honestly. You're kind of locked, which is a bit unfortunate. You can move it up and down, but you can't move it down further than that. You do have full posability with the jaw, though. Aside from that, though, really great dinosaur. Like the looks, they really nailed the look of the T-Rex in the film. I really love like the interior of the mouth with the pink and the teeth. That works really well. And despite all my like complaining about the stickered eyes, they look really good and really accurate. This is probably one of my favorite dinosaurs LEGO's ever produced, especially favorite brick-built ones, just because for being brick built, this looks so good. Honestly, I think I prefer this to some of the molded dinosaurs because it has that much more authentic LEGO feel to it. The only other problem I have is the toes again. I mean, sometimes it can be a bit iffy to position together when you're putting this on top of the car, which I'll show you in just a second. But aside from that, perfect dinosaur. I absolutely love this thing. And I really hope LEGO branches out and does more brick built dinos as opposed to solid molded ones. Guys, it's finally here. After almost a decade of people making customs of this and clamoring for it to be built, LEGO has finally given us the OG Jurassic Park Jeep. I don't know why it's taken them this long, but this thing is amazing. Now, I only have one small flaw with it. Aside from that, I think it's perfect. There were a ton of stickers used, but they weren't terrible to put on, and they're used to great effect. Now, the only things on this that aren't stickers are going to be the wheel covers. Those were prints, which is pretty nice. I hate circular stickers. But the 5, the Jurassic Park, and the dinosaur logo, stickers. The windshield, the cover here, sticker. Everything else on the other side is copied, so those are also stickers. The only problem I have with this Jeep, and trust me, this Jeep is phenomenal, but the only problem I have is when attaching this piece in there, it actually broke. So the wheel wells, you have to kind of angle the piece to go behind it, not in front of it, because if you put it in front, it actually pushes the plastic out of the way and breaks this one by one, which is a problem I've never had before. So you have to be really careful when putting this together. Aside from that, though, it's really great. The Jeep is completely tiled off, and it's only 6 studs wide, but fits 2 people sitting next to each other. LEGO, you've proven you can do this. So why have you been consistently making 6 stud cars that can only fit 1 person? Huh? Shang-Chi, I'm looking at that car. I'm looking at the Lola from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, guys, you can do better, and this proves it. But this is honestly a truly remarkable car. I love they use the studs on top technique to make this panel flush with the side, even though it's not a brick, which is so cool. Let's just stick a couple stickers on the back as well. We got the license plate and the Ford logoing, some really nice light designs. The roof here pops off, and they actually use an open trapdoor piece to access the interior, which is really ingenious. There's a sticker on the inside for a control panel. There's Isol Nublar, I believe it is. And they even have the cups of water that were shaking that announced the T-Rex's arrival. That is such a cool detail to include. There's also the video camera, or not video camera, excuse me, I think giant light that Lex used to attract the T-Rex, which was pretty stupid of her, but kids be kids. And there's some windshield wipers, which don't really work too well due to the positioning and the angles of the windshield. But when you put them like that, you do get a really cool appearance of them working, which is really nice. Aside from that, though, this car is literally perfect. I mean, we've been waiting for this for so long, and it does not disappoint. This is really one of the greatest LEGO cars I have in my collection, just because it's so accurate, so compact, and fits in scale with everything else in the set. I love this, and I'm really excited to maybe get some parts to mock out the other one to actually complete 2 cars as opposed to just 1. I wish LEGO had included the ability to make 2 full cars as opposed to 1.5 cars, but that's what Breaking's for, you know? Here's the other car. Like I said, it's only half a car because it's the one that's flipped over. There's actually a minifigure stand here so the T-Rex can put his foot on it to, do the stomping motion. Poor Lex and Tim are trapped underneath it. We got very similar, but not the same stickers on the side here. They got some like remps and rips in them because the car's kind of crushed. 04 stickers, not 05 stickers. The paneling on the front's done pretty much the same, just a little more dinged up and broken. We got the stickers represented on the side here as well. The car is hollow, so you can store stuff inside if you want, but this has got to stay there so you can actually attach it to the base plate. Flips upside down, clips onto some studs there. Really cool. Those are prints, not stickers, like I said before. Nothing too special for this. On the back, we got some really nice stickers, some more dinged up versions of the Ford, and then the 04 license plate again. Very nice car. Here are the two side by side. They are pretty much identical, except for the fact that there's no roof section. Like I said before, I wish you could, make 2 complete cars out of this, but I understand why not. And I'm really happy that we got 2 cars, at least in some type of way. The base for this set is incredibly impressive. Taking inspiration from the Star Wars quote sets, we have a really nice black border that doesn't actually continue around the back, but gives the impression that it does, along with prints for these 2 tiles right here. The Lego and Jurassic Park logo is a 2x4, and then on a 2x6 we have from Ian Malcolm. Boy, do I hate being red all the time. That looks amazing. I really love the kind of aesthetic and 18 plus feel that gives the set. There's a bunch of really interesting stud designs here that mostly get covered up when you actually put the display for the set onto it. When you look at it just now, though, there's 2 giant craters for the T-Rex. I believe there's supposed to be like footprints when it like stomps on, makes craters in the ground, or it could just be potholes that are filled with water, which is really nice. You have a track that doesn't continuously continue, but, gives the impression that it does, just one stud that's missing there for the carts to run on. There is a sticker here for the Tyrannosaurus Rex with a picture sign, kind of denotes that this is that enclosure, which is pretty cool. Aside from the 2 prints up there, everything in the set is a sticker. There's 2 of these no understand this. No feeding, flash, yelling. I don't know what that means. Honestly, could not tell you. And there's 2 of these warning electric kind of signs on either ends of the electric fence. Speaking of which, I love the way they use these kind of flimsy pieces to show that the wire was just completely snapped and the T-Rex burst through, which is really, really cool. That's a really nice design. And the electric fence in general, they got some really nice lights up there that are accurate to the movie. And I love the foliage in the back, all the different kinds of leaves and trees. Kind of gives the impression of it's crowded. I mean, obviously it was more crowded in the movie, but there's only so much you can do with Lego. There's also a really cool kind of post here with a chain. That's where the goat was attached, although there is no goat included in the set. I guess that was a little too violent for Lego standards. There's not too much else to the stand. It's really simple when you don't have everything else on it. But when you add everything, it's really cool. The first thing we're going to add is the upside down car. Now, this has a bunch of studs on the bottom, technically the top here, and that attaches primarily to that green piece right there. If you flip the car over, and then I just got to remember exactly how to place this. Believe it lines up, like that, and you just clip it in, and it just sits on that one stud. And the way it works is it lines up with the different plates, it angles, it's not moving, like it's locked in there, which is really, really cool, the way they have the dirt lowered so it fits. You might have noticed these 2 cheese slope pieces, so that's for this car. The wheels fit in between the black border and that, so you can rock this, and it doesn't really move unless you kind of push it over, but that kind of holds it in place and looks kind of natural, which is really nice. Now, like I pointed out before, there's the upside down minifigure stand there to give 4 studs for the T-Rex to actually stomp on. And there's also some studs right there. So what you're supposed to do, and this is going to take a bit of maneuvering, once you're able to clip that on, you have a T-Rex. And I know I broke the foot, but I'm not going to fix that right now because it's a pain to do. But altogether, that looks wonderful. And it's so accurate. Something else I want to mention, though, pulling that all off, I want to point out 2 additional details. There are these little brown raised slopes here. Those are actually for Lex and Timmy to stand on. You're just kind of supposed to put them right. Lex goes here because of her hairpiece, and Tim goes there. And then when you put the car back on, they can see over it. And that's so cool. It really just adds to this being such a great display model. And I really can't sing its praises enough. That being said, let's move on to the box of the menu real quick before bouncing back to the final verdict. The box for this set is nothing too special. It's pretty par for the course for most 18 plus boxes. The set name is displayed in the top right hand corner, along with the information on some very nice yellow greebling on the bottom. I love the yellow greebling. It pops very nicely against the black design of the actual box. We also have a very interesting reflection of the set underneath it. I'm not sure why they decided to do a reflection this time. On the top, it has all 4 of the minifigures showcased, along with an actual size for the Jeep front part. Not sure why they didn't do that with the minifigures, but it is what it is. On the back of the box, we have some dimensions and scale pictures for the set, along with a different angle of it, and then a picture of what it looks like in movie versus in Lego form. Really great recreation there, honestly, like 10 out of 10. Like I said, though, nothing too special about the box, pretty par for the course. The instruction manual for this set is one of the greatest I've ever seen. The front just has the Jurassic Park logo with some leaves over top. The back just has that leaf pattern continued, but the interior is where this thing shines. So first we have bring the iconic scene to life through Lego bricks with a bunch of pictures with a picture of what it actually looks like, and then the picture of the Lego designers and the quote from Ian Malcolm, and there's just a ton of information about the actual set. Don't move, some more quotes, some more pictures of the car, but the information doesn't stop here. Throughout the entirety of the set, it kind of pauses and like there's the night vision goggles and it gives you some information about that. And there's some other objects throughout the build. I'm trying to find some more of them. Yeah, here. King of the Tyrant Lizards. Bit of information about the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And oh, I just missed one. There's another one here. Fetch Rexy. It's just like it gives little bits about the movie as you build, and there's so many of them for every little detail. Like even like, oh yeah, there's the sign, like straight from the movie. And on the back we have the feedback and win page, the parts list, and that's about it. There's no advertisements, really big parts list. I love this manual. There's a bunch more secrets that I didn't show you inside. You gotta check this out for yourself. It's just so detailed and so cool. Overall, this has to be probably the greatest Lego Jurassic World set they've made since the original Giant Gate and T-Rex set that I've wanted for so long. But honestly, with this set coming out, I think it's a much cheaper alternative to get a really great display set based on the first movie, and makes me not even want to go out and get the original set. I'll toss a picture up on the screen so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about right now, but I think this set definitely does it better. All 4 of the minifigures are exclusive variants that make sense for this scene. I really like they didn't just reuse other versions of the characters. This is a display set first and foremost, not really a play set, and it definitely does its job, and I'm absolutely in love. I honestly cannot recommend this set more. I think for $100, it's a very fair price. I don't think there's anything else they could have possibly included here to make it better. Maybe the lawyer, but that's it. I mean, imagine just a little expansion build. I could do a little porta potty with the lawyer just off to the side. Might try to mock that up and kind of add it. That'd be really, really funny. But aside from that, highly recommend this. Is one of the greatest Lego Jurassic Park sets they've released to date. That's all I got for you guys today, though. Make sure to leave your thoughts about this set, the new Jurassic World movie, anything else in the comment section down below. I would absolutely love to hear from you. Make sure to let me know what you want to see next reviewed in the comment section as well. I'll make sure to get to that as fast as possible. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Have a fantastic and safe rest of your day. I'll catch you all in the very next video.